I want to rewind a little bit, because every time I get a chance to talk to someone who's started their own business and not just started it, but is having success, I want to know what was the moment? Do you remember the moment when you're like, this is my thing now, this is full time? Because you had talked about the struggles of working in corporate America, specifically in the hunting industry. So I would imagine there had to be a point in time when you said, you know what, I'm doing my own thing, and I know I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, there was in it, truthfully, it was scary, right? Because I'd had security and jobs and support from my wife and my family. And I was still, we had actually started Stone Road Media when I was still full-time at Cabela's, like just started to dabble into it, do mainly stuff for our own businesses. And it was kind of things that I saw lacking where I was working in that division that we needed to do. So I kind of self-educated, I guess, to get to that point. And I'd been working out of home for both Cabela's, just traveling a lot. And so there was that point where it was like, listen, I want to be responsible for my family and be home, not traveling all the time, not being gone from them. I had young kids at the time. And so there was a moment there where it was like, all right, I think now is the time to do this. What does it take? At that point, I was living in Missouri, and the team members I had were living back home in Southwest Pennsylvania. So it was like, in order to do this, I got to pick my family up, move halfway across the country.
Yeah.
And establish myself in a place that my wife then was staying home with the kids. She had just left her state job. I'm literally walking out on a ledge here. To be honest, though, I feel like you get kind of like the dog in the corner, right? Because if I'm going to make that leap, rubber's got to hit the road.
Yeah, there's no safety out there.
Rubber's got to hit the road. You got to make this thing actually work. So that was probably, the business had only been around for about a year at that point.
And were you having, you had to have had clients at that point.
We
were
had
you
a few
having
clients.
success?
Yeah, we had
part-time?
a few clients, and it was very manageable, right? Because at that point we were like, is this something that's just going to be a side gig? Is it going to be something that's full-time? Do we actually want to have employees? And there was two of us at the time that had started the company. And so it basically got to the point where we're like, all right, I think now there's something here. There's some traction. In order for me to do any more, I can't keep doing my day job too. Because here's what would happen is I'd work my day job, start at 7:30, finish up at 4:35, right? Spend time with the kids, the wife. They would go to bed at 9 o'clock. From 9 to 2, that was my Stone Road business side.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where there were several clients that, they were like, hey, we're going to need you doing more stuff during the day. And so it was like, okay, well, if that's what it's going to call for, now's the time to take that leap.
And we hear people talk about stuff like that all the time. People are like, well, I want to do this. I want to start my own company, but I don't have time.
Yeah.
Because I work 8 to 5 every day.
Yeah, you got to make time.
You have time.
You got 5 to 8 the next morning
Yeah.
to make that work. And that's, to get off topic a little bit, that's what, and I'm more interested in guys like you that, like your personal story.
Yeah.
And at what point you felt, you used the word leap. I use the word jump. JT calls, Jake, we talked to him about, at some point you do have to jump, man.
That's it.
No safety net and sink or swim, fly or
You're
fail
your own
or whatever,
safety net.
But,
I've taken a stance for a long time, even in growing this business. You got to look at what are my restrictions, right? There's always things that you can't control. I get that. But then there's things that you have full control of. And if it's going to happen, you're your own worst enemy if it's not going to happen.